Hey, James Darrow with you. We're here on Lesson 10, Lecture Notes, getting right down to the end of things here. And what we really want to talk about at the end of the course here, or getting toward the end, right near the end of my lecturing, in any case, is more fantasy from C.S. Lewis. When you read Lewis's best known and best loved work, you really only begin to scratch the surface of his entire body of writing. However, since this course focuses on the author's literary works, and because we spent most of our time analyzing the Chronicles of Narnia, we can't devote a great deal of time to looking at his important critical and inspirational texts. Still, we should at least touch upon some of the other fantastical writings of C.S. Lewis. So let us begin with his final work of fiction, a book called Till We Have Faces, A Myth Retold. Hitting the book stands the same year as the final Narnia book, the 1956 fantasy novel certainly does not appeal to the younger set in the same way a TLB, as TLB or its predecessors. Using Greek myth as source material, Lewis retells the story of Cupid and Psyche. And he does this with the assistance of his wife, Joy Davidman. The character, Oriole, the older sister of Psyche, narrates the first section of the book in her kingdom of Glome, a satellite of classical Greece. An old woman, Oriole, who is an old woman, looks back with anger at the actions of her gods. Because of her ugliness, she must wear a veil her entire life. Her beautiful and beloved sister Psyche, meanwhile, must serve as a sacrifice to the god of the mountain. When Oriole attempts to rescue the girl from her fate, Psyche refuses to go with her, telling her of her luxurious life in a castle none other may see. Though Oriole knows it's sacrilege, she urges Psyche to gaze upon the face of the god of the mountain, with whom she shares the palace. And he subsequently banishes Psyche when she complies with Oriole's instructions. Oriole subsequently suffers guilt, knowing she has ruined her sister's life. The unattractive young lady pursues the life of a warrior and the queen of her country, becoming an accomplished diplomat as well as a loved and respected ruler. Because of both her ugliness and her remorse, she never marries. When her father and her mentor, Fox, die, she finds herself alone. Even the gods won't speak to her, except through religious ritual. So she attends a service in which a story similar to Psyche's unfolds, ultimately naming her as the antagonist because of the sin of envy. She responds by writing her own version, which constitutes the second half of the book, wherein, admitting her error, Oriole presents her rebuttal to the gods. As Psyche appears and shows her how and where she's gone wrong in her life. Now then, for a more full and considered discussion of this book, you might go out and find my essay, which is entitled Behind the Queen's Veils, Power versus Powerlessness in C.S. Lewis's Until We Have Faces and Chuck Palahniuk's Invisible Monsters. It comprises Chapter 7 of Sacred and Immoral on the writings of Chuck Palahniuk, edited by Jeffrey A. Sartain and published by Cambridge Scholars Press. I know our library does have a copy of it, so check that out.